In this video, I'll be talking about how to manage expectations, because not managing expectations can really ruin your everyday life. This video is part of 7-day challenge sheet series, so at the end of the video, I will be giving away a personalized challenge sheet so you can start to execute towards your goals. Hey guys, this is Janis from Driven by Goal, helping you to achieve your goals. Dealing with unrealistic expectations is an issue probably affecting all of us. Sometimes we feel burdened by expectations placed on us by others or even by ourselves, and sometimes we are the ones who place expectations on people around us. The goal of this video is to gain clear understanding about expectations and explain how to get rid of these expectations. So first we'll have a look at how to identify expectations in your life. Then we'll have a look at in which areas our expectations affect us the most. And finally, we're going to come up with some conclusions and techniques on how to manage and get rid of these unwanted expectations. Before we jump into the actual processes, let's establish how expectations affect us and people around us. Every time we expect something, we set the bar at a certain height. And if the result or outcome is anywhere below that bar, we're gonna feel disappointed and we're gonna feel angry and we're gonna feel upset because we didn't achieve desired outcome. So literally what we're doing, we're setting ourselves up for explosion if the result is not achieved. And of course, if that happens, the chain of reaction follows. Our body is consumed with the negative energy, with the negative emotions, and we start to feel like failure, like nothing is working out for us. So here are a couple of great examples of general expectations that quite often can destroy our happy days. Number one, people should agree with my opinion. Of course, you know what you're talking about, and you even have some research and facts to support your opinion, but don't expect that people should, for that reason, agree with you. Other people will have their own information about this topic and they don't necessarily need to agree with you. Number two, this will only take me 2 minutes. The amount of times I've fallen for this one is uncountable. How many times I said that and half hour later ended up disappointed and angry because it's not done and I can't finish it because it's taking so long and I'm late on completing other tasks. Number three, my opportunities will come. I might have to disappoint you, but there is very little chance that something will come to you, unless you are so good at what you do that people will be reaching out for you. Therefore, I highly recommend that if you want to get something, you'll have to go and fight for it. We know that unrealistic expectations are not good for us and that they damage our happiness, so it is time to deal with them. So how to identify unrealistic expectations? I think the easiest way how to identify unrealistic expectations is to look for the clues. Think backwards and try to remember when was the last time when you were disappointed, or when was the last time when you were angry. And I believe there is a great chance that there was unmet expectation. Maybe that was a job promotion that you didn't get, or maybe your loved one didn't get the present you were so much desiring. Or maybe the apples you bought in the store weren't as sweet as they were last time. So every time you set expectation, you can get disappointed and you can get angry about it. One thing I want to make very clear here, that unrealistic expectations are not the same thing as having standards in life. I'm not suggesting that you should wander around the life expecting nothing aimlessly, but I would never ever go to the team meeting where I would not expect anything to be done over the last week. But I wouldn't let my ego to take over my team management processes, and I would do everything I can to avoid that from happening. And we will talk a little bit more in detail about this later in the video. Let's have a look in which areas of life our expectations are affecting us the most. And I will discuss them in order of importance, in my opinion. And let's start with the most important one, and it's ourselves. It's not our worst enemy which can hurt us the most. It's ourselves, because we create our own lives and we decide how we're gonna feel about particular things in our life. Therefore, we can hurt us the most if we don't manage our expectations. The second group of people that expects most from us and we expect most from them is our family. It works out like more closer you know the person, the more expectation they place on you. And if you have ever forgotten about birthday or some other special occasion, you know what I'm talking about, because it's expected to be remembered. We also expect our family to be first to help if we run into some kind of issues, like relationship or some money issues. The third group is your friends and work colleagues. If you ever wanted to promote something on social media, you probably ask your friends to share this information. And for some reason, if the friend who you see probably 2 to 3 times a year didn't share the information, you feel just alright about it. But if the friend who you see almost every day didn't share this information that was important to you, you probably got a bit upset and you wanted to find out why he didn't share this information. And this is again because you place bigger expectations on the people who are closer to you. Of course, there are more areas where expectations are affecting us, but for now, I'll just stick with these 3 major ones. Now, what to do about our expectations? Knowing that our expectations are ruining our lives, I think it's a good enough reason to do something about them. So I wanted to share a couple of techniques how we can deal with these expectations. Number 1 is some things cannot be changed, so change your mindset. If it's raining, there is some things that you can do and there is some things that you cannot do. What you cannot do is you cannot stop the rain. And if that's what you're going to be focusing on, you're going to be hurting yourself very much. But there is plenty of things that you can do. You can decide to go outside in the rain. You can decide to take an umbrella and go outside, and you can change your plans altogether and not to go outside at all. But your decision is going to be based on what you're trying to achieve. For example, if you want to go outside for a run, I would say, great, go outside and run in the rain. I mean, I love running in the rain very much. If you were going to work, I would say you maybe have 2 or 3 options. 1, you can grab umbrella and go outside, or 2, you can catch the taxi. But don't get upset of it just because of your expectations that you was checking weather forecast and it's supposed to be nice and now it's raining. So definitely don't get yourself upset because of that. Number 2, don't let the things build up, because the longer you wait, the more painful it will be. Going back to the example I mentioned before about team meetings, I would like to expand on it here. If I don't want to get disappointed at the team meeting, what I would do, I would set out the smaller milestones throughout the week, and I would make sure I monitor the process so these milestones are achieved. And when the meeting comes at the end of the week, I will be clear about how far we are in the process, and therefore I wouldn't be disappointed. I also like to make sure that the team has got all the tools and resources needed to achieve the desired outcome. And number 3, take action. Any of the techniques above or any other techniques you will want to use will require you taking action. And I will be drilling it with every single episode I do, that you need to take an action in order to improve and in order to change. That is the reason why I created 7-day challenge. So every one of you can take the action and practice these skills and techniques. And finally, this week's challenge. This week's key task will be to identify the unrealistic expectations and come up with the solutions for them. On the challenge sheet, you will see 3 blocks across next week. They are split in 2 parts where you will have to write the identified expectation in one block, and then in another block, you will write solution for your expectations. You have 2 days for each expectation you want to manage. To get your challenge sheet, go to the description box below and download your challenge sheet from there. If you have already joined the program in any of the previous episodes, then you don't have to do anything and your challenge sheet should be in your inbox. I will be doing a new challenge every week, so if you don't want to miss any of upcoming episodes, make sure to subscribe for my YouTube channel. That was me, Janis from Driven by Goal, helping you to achieve your goals. And I'll see you guys in another episode. Bye.